When you decided to be a teacher, your goal was probably that you wanted to make a difference. You pictured yourself like Snow White when all the animals were coming to her. So the big question is, do your students see you as a teacher that can make a difference? When I talk to students and parents, they often tell me what teachers they feel are the most impactful and which ones they wish they could just totally avoid. I always ask the students to tell me some of the characteristics that make a teacher credible and worth listening to. See, the thing is, we all learn more from people we like. I compiled a list and I want to share with you the top 7 characteristics of a great teacher from a student's perspective. Welcome to the Teacher Revolution, where I give you tips and tricks to continue to grow as an educator. I'm Cindy, I'm a counselor and a teacher coach, and today I'm going to share with you the top 7 characteristics of a dynamic teacher from a student's perspective. If you're teaching in person, 100% virtual, or in a hybrid, these 7 characteristics are still relevant. Before I share what makes an impactful teacher, make sure to check out the link below for my mini course, Online Teaching Bootcamp, where I cover how to lesson plan, how to boost student engagement, how to check for understanding effectively, and how to differentiate. Whether you are in person or virtual, how do you get your students to believe that they can learn from you? If you want your students to show up for you every day, these are the 7 things to focus on. Number 1, trustworthy. To be seen as trustworthy, you have to be consistent and keep your learning routines predictable. Let your students know what you expect. For example, every Monday you read together. Every Tuesday it's group work. Another thing is that if you offer office hours, make sure you're there. See, it's easier to build relationships with someone you trust. Number 2, competence. Be competent in your lesson. Don't wing it. Let students know when you don't know something. If you do tell them that you have to think about it and get back, make sure you get back to them. Also, try not to change your instructional strategies too often. Students are going to think that you don't know what you're doing. The third characteristic is passion. The best way to get students engaged in a lesson is to show them how passionate you are about the subject. Be animated and excited when you teach. You can show how much you care also by what you wear. Be professional in your attire, even if you're online. Number 4, on time. Online or in person, be on time. Things do happen that are out of our control, but being on time for your students is important. And also, being on time lets people know that you care. Number 5, provide honest feedback. Students like receiving feedback from the work they submitted, especially from their favorite teacher. Feedback is one of the most important ways students learn and reflect on their work. If you're in a virtual setting, you can record your feedback so that your students can listen to what your thoughts were. Let them know that you're available to talk more about the feedback you provided. Number 6 is the teacher asking for feedback. Don't be afraid to ask your students for feedback on how you're doing. You can ask them, how can I improve? Do you feel safe in my classroom? Do you feel that I call on everyone equally? Am I doing a good job of keeping your attention? Receiving student feedback is really important because they're the ones that will be most honest with you. Check out my blog at cindyrosa.com for more information on how to use student evaluations to improve your teaching. I'll also add the link in the description. All right, and characteristic number 7 is calls on everyone. Make sure your students hear their name at least once during your class time. Whether you're greeting them at the door or virtually as they log in, make sure they feel seen and part of the culture that you're building. If you're ready to talk about growing as an educator, head over to my website at cindyrosa.com or check out the link in the description to get more information on how you can get a free one-on-one coaching session with me. To recap, the 7 characteristics of a great teacher is trustworthy, competent, shows passion, on time, provides honest feedback, asks for feedback, and calls on everyone. I'd like to hear, what would you add to this list? Leave a comment below. I hope you found this information helpful, and if you did, hit that like button. Thank you for watching.